Today, let's talk about something powerful, something unseen, the hidden costs in our lives. So, up to now, our whole journey has been about living an elegant, intentional life. Remember, it all started when we took a good look at minimalism. And we saw it as just keeping what truly serves us. Nothing more, nothing less. That led us to really start respecting our personal space. We even found a way to connect it all back to the simple rhythm of nature. But, as I went deeper, I started noticing something else entirely. It was this idea that goes way beyond the things we decide to keep. And it felt even deeper than the way we try to build our daily lives. And here's what hit me. There are hidden costs quietly shaping things every single day. So what are they? They're these unseen forces, these subtle things influencing our biggest decisions. And this powerful idea, this is exactly what I want to explore next with you. During my spring cleaning this year, I started thinking about this one decision, a decision I made years ago. It felt so small at the time, but looking back now, I realized just how much it lightened my future. And isn't that what we're all really doing? When we clear things out, it's not just about tidying up our homes for today, it's something quieter. We're actually preparing space for the life we haven't even lived yet. For me, this whole journey really started with a conversation that just stuck with me. I met someone who was paying almost $2,000 a year for a storage unit. And get this, it wasn't for furniture or anything big. It was for boxes of old papers they hadn't even looked at in years. And that's when it hit me. For the longest time, my own home office was carrying that exact same kind of weight. Okay, it wasn't in a separate storage unit, but honestly, the feeling was pretty much the same. I mean, my filing cabinets were just crammed. We're talking old utility bills, bank statements from forever ago, tons of receipts I was told I had to keep. The weight was literal, for sure, but it was also weighing on my mind. And hey, it wasn't just the official papers. My shelves were lined with stacks of books and magazines, all saved, just in case I might need that one article or that one little reference someday. So what did that mean? Well, every single year, it was the same old, exhausting ritual. I'd sort through these massive piles, shred what I could, and then just rearrange everything that was left to make room for the new piles that were already coming in. It just felt absolutely endless. It's kind of funny, isn't it? How a physical thing can create such an invisible burden. I mean, one piece of paper, it's light as a feather. But when it all starts to accumulate, well, it gathers dust and it creates what I can only describe as mental noise. And then one afternoon, I was trying to jam something into another crammed drawer, and it just clicked. Something really shifted for me. I realized I wasn't just managing paper anymore. I was managing my entire past. And that was it. That was the moment I decided to make a real, practical change. I went out and bought a scanner, and from that day on, I started scanning the important documents first. But here's the key part. I shredded the physical copy right away. The rule became, if the value can live digitally, the paper doesn't get to stay. And you know what? As I started doing this, something amazing started to happen. Little by little, the drawers began to empty out. The shelves cleared up. The whole room just started to feel lighter, like it could finally take a deep breath. So once I dealt with all the paper I already had, I knew I had to take the next step. I had to turn off the tap. I went online and switched everything, to e-bills and e-statements. What used to pile up in my mailbox now just arrived quietly in my digital folders. Now, I did keep one small folder just with a single recent hard copy of each utility bill, just in case. And it actually came in handy. A furnace technician needed our account number for a discount, and I didn't have to scramble to log in or anything. I just grabbed the folder. It really showed me that being intentional is what's useful, not just hoarding everything. This whole process led me to a really surprising realization. We all think we're storing information, right? But what we're actually storing is hesitation. We're just putting off the decision about whether or not we truly need something. And that thought process started to expand way beyond just paper. I started noticing storage units everywhere. All these locked doors holding these forgotten pieces of people's lives. And it got me wondering, how many different versions of ourselves are we paying monthly rent to protect? The person we used to be, the hobbies we once had, the life we always thought we were going to live. So that question totally changed how I made decisions about, everything. Before I kept anything, especially something like a book or a magazine, I started running it through this new little filter in my head. And the first question was always really simple. Is this still me today? The next question, though, this one requires some brutal honesty. It's not, could I reread this or should I reread this? It's, will I truly reread it? And let's be real, most of the time, the honest answer was a big no. And then the last question. This was the one that really, truly set me free from that fear of letting go. Can I access this information some other way if I ever really need to? And you know what? Between libraries and the internet, the answer is almost always yes. And look, I've seen firsthand what happens when we put off making these small, quiet decisions. A coworker once told me he spent the first 2 years of his retirement just sorting through decades of documents he'd saved. And I remember seeing a neighbor frantically searching for an important paper right at the moment she needed it most. Those experiences, they were like these gentle but really powerful lessons. And I knew right then and there that I did not want my future, my retirement, my weekends, my free time to be spent just organizing yesterday. Because at the end of the day, tidying an office or really any space isn't just about clearing a desk. It's so much deeper than that. It's really about reducing all these invisible commitments we've made. The commitment to store something, to manage it, and to kind of worry about it in the back of our minds. It all just boils down to a really simple, but I think profound philosophy. It's about choosing clarity over accumulation. It's choosing peace of mind over the heavy burden of just in case. And the goal in all of this, the really beautiful result, is that we're making room. And yeah, we're making room in our homes, but more importantly, we're making room in our minds for the things that actually matter, right here, right now. It really does all start with just one honest question. So I guess I'll just leave you with this one thought. What is one piece of paper you're keeping right now that no longer supports the person you are today?